Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the year of 2016. This is for Virgos who were born between September 13th and September 22nd. So what I did for all these videos is I broke them up every single sign into three parts, basically the decans and astrology. And so if you were born between those dates, you should be watching this video. If not, you can just click on the description below, and I have the appropriate videos with the dates right next to them, all for Virgo in those videos. I've been telling everybody you can feel free to watch all three videos. I'm sure that there will be bits and pieces, as I say, in every single one that will resonate with you for the year. But again, this is the one that is specifically for those Virgos born between September 13th and September 22nd. You have a amazing year, to say the least. A little bit lighter, I would say. All the Virgos pretty much are going to have a great year, but you have one that's just a little bit lighter. I guess that's the best thing that I can say about it, is that there's not so much heaviness going on here. It looks like there's going to be like a lot of people to help you out, even if you want to ask for that kind of help, that it'll be there for you. A lot of second chances and a lot of other stuff. So let's get into it. You start off with the Ten of Clubs. Ten of Clubs is an excellent card. It's a very successful card. It brings in a lot of success to us. It's all about success. It's all about growth. I mean, look at, there's like 10 clubs on there that look like plants. So it's all about like having grown a bunch of stuff. It's a card of abundance. It brings abundance to us. It's a card of business success as well. It is very heavily focused on business. So I will say that if you are one of those Virgos out there who has a business, I think things, I mean, you have a lot of other cards here that represent, things going really well for you in business. So if you have a business, it's going to be a great year. This is a bunch of people coming to your business, new contracts, getting a bunch of contracts, meeting new people who will really help you out, getting a bunch of sales, improving sales, figuring things out. It's very mental. So it's always like with this card, if business does improve, it's always because like you learned something new, like a marketing technique or something along those lines that really kind of pushes you forward and does something along those lines. It's also a card that can indicate like taking a trip for business, that would be very beneficial for you. So if you have like a question like, should I go do this and take this trip for business? I would say yes, if you have that opportunity this year, because this could be a huge learning opportunity. It could even be like, if you're questioning going to like a conference or something like that, going to that conference, you'd gain a ton of knowledge. That's what this card says. And, maybe there'd be a speaker there who would teach you a new technique that would be very beneficial for you or something along those lines. So anywhere you can learn and improve your business or even your job, I mean, this definitely goes for your job as well, that could really improve some things in those areas. This card also can be tied to love. It can bring a lot of love. You have a good, a healthy balance here of love coming in this year if you are single. So just know that. So keep an eye open for love. And next, speaking of love, you have the Ten of Hearts, which is a great love card. It brings in a bunch of people who would be interested in you this year. Even in the past, if you felt blocked in the past, like love wise, and you just can't meet people for whatever reason, or you just can't seem to keep people around, whatever the case may be, and again, this is for those of you that are single. This represents a change in that. Ten of Hearts is a card that is usually representative of fortune after difficulty, brings in good things to you after difficult periods of time. So, this card can represent that. It can represent just a lot of good stuff happening, good feelings as well. It can even just be a card that just makes you feel really great where you are with what you're doing. But again, it can be a love card. It can be good luck with love, better luck with love as well. I will say this about the two tens that you have here. Tens do require work, so you're gonna have to do something, to make this stuff happen. You're gonna have to do things to try to meet these people. They're not just gonna like fall on top of you, and you're not just gonna start these relationships. That it's not gonna be that easy. It'll be easy because there's tons of people around you, in the sense that there's like many people there available for you, but you have to put in the work and go out and try to meet people and try to make it happen with these cards. Next, you have the Four of Spades. Four of Spades, I would say the most important thing for you that I'm getting off of this card is to not create any arguments in the home. I always say that with the Four of Spades because it can really blow things up and create some bad things that can just really quickly go downhill and can create breakups and all of this other stuff. Does it say that's going to happen? Absolutely not. It's a warning card. It simply just says don't. It says don't engage in any arguments in the household. with your kids, with your spouse, with anybody in your house, doesn't matter who. It says try to just separate yourself this year. If you find yourself starting an argument, say, you know what, you're right. Just let the other person in your house be right again, because if you don't, this card is kind of one of those cards that will come in and deal out some like punishments and things like that. So it's a card of just keeping things harmonious in the household as much as possible. And if somebody in your house is driving you nuts or something, and you have to clear it up, try to do it as try to be as nice as possible to correct any issues and things like that going on at the home with this card, because again, it's just one of those cards that can blow up into something much worse. So don't allow that to happen. Also, on the more positive side of this card, it is a card of being able to build things, being a builder, creating the life that you want. All that stuff comes up with this card. It's all about being spiritual as well, bringing more spirituality into the home, communicating. So it comes up big with this card. So again, in the home, if there are any issues, I can't stress this enough, it's coming in very strongly. So that's why I'm stressing it, is that in the home, just communicate. Be a good communicator. Don't create any passive aggressive like things in the home where you don't communicate. You get mad at your spouse, you don't communicate with them. Don't do any of that. Just be open and honest in the home and tell people how you really feel in the home, because that will just allow things to be a lot more smooth with this card. Next, you have the Three Clubs. Three Clubs, all about second chances. Quickly has become one of my favorite cards. It comes up for a lot of Virgos, actually. I think I told one of the other Virgos that I've read for already that it might have been actually for your December reading, so you might have already heard me say this, but I read for a lot of Virgos for some reason, and this card comes up a lot for Virgo, so I would say that's a big message for a lot of you Virgos, that you're getting second chances coming in. The thing about second chances on the Three of Clubs is it's a card that will frequently bring up a situation that you've already experienced in the past, whether it be a relationship. This could be a relationship coming back into your life, job opportunity, business opportunity, anything. And last time, you might not have handled it the best way possible. So now this is like the universe giving you a second chance, coming in and saying, okay, we're going to give you another shot at this. Like, are you going to mess it up, or are you going to do the right thing? So it's up to you to do the right thing. And really, what is the right answer? Well, the right answer with this card, because sometimes you'll be presented with two paths even on a second chance with this card, where you have like two options to attack it. And this card says, well, of course, go with love, number one, not fear or anger. So if it's a fearful situation, think about it as more positively as you can possibly think about the situation. But frequently also in the past, you were given two chances, two different ways to go after whatever it is that you had, and you picked the wrong one in the first place. So now you should know what the right one is. But also, this card kind of values critical thinking and thinking about it. So sometimes if you do have a second chance, you just have to sit back and you have to decide, okay, well, what's important to me here? Like, what is important? And what did I want to get out of this in the first place? And, if it's a relationship, did I really want to marry this person? Did I want this to last? Did I want it to be something long term, or did I not want it in the first place? And so that's for you to decide. That's a problem with threes, as I always say, is that they are not direct. Threes are not, there's no direct answer with a three. Threes are just kind of like, well, it's up to you what happens with this card. But next, you have an incredible card, the Ace of Hearts. All about your problems melting away. I always say this whenever I pick up a heart, I picture like a heart that's like melting with a fresh heart underneath. So it can really be a card of like renewal, like a fresh thing, like kind of like old problems melting away, or just like a built up layer of like difficult energy that's been on you for a while. That this card can remove that difficult energy and can really remove some blocks as well, allowing you to move forward in probably some places you haven't been able to move forward in some time. Definitely a love card as well. Can definitely bring love to us. Perfect matches, people who are really great for us, and great relationships that are a lot of fun. I would stress the fun thing with you as well. You have, the Ten of Hearts, the Ace of Hearts, our cards that just make us feel better, so I would say this year you'll be really feeling a lot better than you probably have in a while. And a couple other signs have had this, like where I think they're just going to be feeling a sense of just more positivity. I think it's because things are starting to move forward. We're not being so blocked on the things that we're trying to do. Next, you have the Three of Spades. watch your health. Three of Spades is a card to watch your health. Again, it's a warning, very much like this Four of Spades that you got. The lower Spades cards are typically warnings. They just come in to warn us something. It's the upper cards that kind of can cause some problems. But the Three of Spades just simply says watch your health. It says if you're on a fitness routine, don't get off of it this year, because it's this is one of those cards where if you're like started a fitness routine in 2015 and then maybe you slide off in 2016, it'll be like months before you get back on it. So just don't even think about skipping a day or anything like that with this card. Same thing with a diet. Like try to stay on your diet as best as possible. Don't get into some other bad thing. Also, this card says get plenty of rest. The Virgos seem to be doing a lot of work this year. You definitely, for those of you that are born in this third part of our Virgo, definitely don't seem to have so much work. Like it seems a little bit later, but still, the Virgos seem to really be focused on work this year. So if you're working a lot, get plenty of rest. Drink plenty of water. Everything with this card. And finally, you have the Queen of Clubs, all about using your intuition, your brain, being really smart. Queen of Clubs, she just jumps right into things, by the way, as I say. Same with the Queen of Spades can be like that as well, but the Queen of Clubs, she can just jump right into things, and she just totally trusts herself to do that. But more importantly, she's a great communicator, being a clubs card. She's great at communicating, so your communication skills will probably help you. If you have to do any negotiations or anything like that this year, in anything, in business, in court, in anything like that. Court was coming up, so I'm assuming some of you might have to do something in court. I would also say that you would already probably know about this court thing if you are, because it came in strong. So that usually means that you'd already be dealing with this. It's not something that's necessarily going to come in the new year, but use your communication skills this year to kind of help you move along. But all in all, you have a great reading, great year. So thank you for watching, and again, feel free to watch all the other two Virgo videos and any other videos that you want to watch in this series. But thank you for watching.